Trips to Avebury.
Hello and good evening and welcome to Don't Stop the Music radio show. My name is Peggy Sue and I am your host. The song you just heard there was from my guest this evening. So I'd like to welcome to the studio a couple, I won't say a couple because it's not the full band, of the Dulcet Tones. Hello guys, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Good, thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, really good. Thanks for having us here, Peggy. Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. That song there, As I Am, would you like to tell our listeners a bit about it?
Nick sort of wrote the bulk of this one, so I'll let him take this one.
Okay, so this is about that guy in the pub. You know, I walked into the Beehive in Old Town wearing a Ramones t-shirt and got pounced on by a guy that told me I shouldn't be listening to that rubbish and where I was going wrong, and I didn't really know music. And I asked him, I said, are you in a band? And he said no. And I said, do you play anything? He said no, but I know music and you should be listening to prog. And I said, okay. And then he went on to tell me that the music I liked was all rubbish and prog was the place to be. And he had told me about an obscure German band who recorded a whole album in 7-8 time, and it was fantastic, and you just had to be there. And I said, well, I like 3 chords and a sing-along chorus, and hence the line in it, I'm a 4 on the floor ball who loves it in 4/4. So yeah, that's where that one's come from. It's about that guy in the pub that will always put you straight, and there's one in every pub. If you're ever in a band and you play a lot, they're there at the end of every gig. They come up and tell you where you're going wrong. So it's about that.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's a bit of a thing, I think anyone who's listened to who's been into rock music over the years, we're sitting ducks for that, because I don't know. I think a lot of people think it's not big and it's not clever, and maybe it's not. But it's what we love and it's what we do, and the song's about that really.
Yeah, I can definitely see where. Yeah, take me as I am. Yeah.
There's also a lot of people have kind of responded to the line where we said, give me Chuck Berry, not trips to Avebury, especially people in North Wiltshire who've had to endure too many days out when they'd rather just be at home listening to rock and roll.
Yeah, but you can also take it with you now, so you can go to Avebury and still listen to it.
Well, yeah, that's that's something to imagine, isn't it? Dog walking around the Stones, Nick.
Yeah. I've done it so many times. I love Avebury. It's a beautiful place, but there's sometimes you would like to just be at home playing guitar and not showing another relative or friend around Avebury.
Well, we do love Avebury. We're not anti-Avebury. I want to make that clear. I don't want any local residents chasing us out of town with burning torches next time we're there. We love Avebury.
You also love Bassett, but we'll go into that one in a moment.
We do.
Now, you are called the Dulcet Tones. Now, please tell me, are you called that because of where you usually say, I like to hear your dulcet tones? Or are you named that for another reason?
No, I just thought it was a nice name for a band. And I just thought, because we're a bit rocky and sometimes, and really goes for it a bit. We did have somebody at one gig come up to us and say, your name's rubbish. You're not dulcet at all. And I said, that's kind of the point. We're a rock band, and but we think we make a nice noise, and who's to say what is dulcet and what isn't?
You're not dulcet, and you don't have tone.
Because you do, don't you? When you say to someone, "Oh, I like to hear your dulcet tones over the airways," or "I like to hear your dulcet tones over the phone," and stuff like that, you do actually say dulcet tones. So it is one of those sayings.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We found that people in America struggle with it. I don't know if the word's unfamiliar, or but it's been pronounced a number of ways by American listeners, which is also quite amusing. We've had to explain to a few people, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Well, we're not Wiltshire to them, are we? We're
Wiltshire.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny how things are pronounced, but yeah, dulcet tones to me, which is one of the things. I used to work in Maidenhead, and I used to get asked all the time if I was from Swindon because of my accent, and I was like,
dulcet tones.
Yeah, exactly. Just because of that.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, it's a.
So remember, listeners, if you have any questions or comments for our guests this evening, please do not send a text message like the little jingle said. Unfortunately, the mobile phone is not currently working, but you can email in studio@swindon1055.com, or if you're listening via the app or website, do click on that contact us button in the top right hand corner, and that will also email me directly here in the studio. Now, I do have to ask, because quite a few of your songs, the way they sound to me, are very sort of 90s, like Oasis, cross Blur, cross all that pop time at that stage. So
sure.
Is that your musical influence?
I'd say it's one of them for me, but I'd say mostly we're a bit more classic rock than that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you want to sort of talk through our musical heritage.
Well, I'm going to say there's definitely no Blur from me.
I'm on about that era, not that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm glad you've dug your way out of that one. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know. We just like guitar music. We're a rock band. We've all known each other for a long time, and it's kind of we've all got very different influences but all generally guitar based, apart from maybe our drummer Fred. And we all chucked a bit in, and that's what we've come up with. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I think invariably you end up sounding like the bands that you listened to when you were young, because that becomes like your musical identity in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, and we really bonded, through a love of the Rolling Stones and those kind of rock and roll bands. There's a band called Hanoi Rocks, where if people who know them love them, and the Creedence Clearwater revival and those sort of bands. And we've met sort of in the rock scene back in the 90s in Swindon, and the fact that we kind of reconnected after so many years, and we said, the main thing we want to do is just play music that we love, the music that we're all into. And like Nick said, we all bring a bit to it, but really it's just, it's such a sort of privilege to be back with old friends and making music, and it wouldn't, I don't think 5 years ago planned to put a rock and roll band together with the people that we used to hang out with in our teenage years. Nick kind of, Nick and me used to hang out in Old Town in the early 90s and had a good had a pretty good time of it listening to music, didn't we?
We had a great time, yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
See, that was going to be one of my questions, is how did you guys meet? So obviously not just for you two, but for the rest of the band as well. So how did you all kind of come together?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story, because there's three of us were from Bassett.
Yeah.
But
one of them definitely isn't.
One of them's Nick's from Cricklade. We don't like to talk about it, but
Cricklade's nice. I have a friend there.
Well, we're.
There was huge.
I don't think I've ever been to Cricklade.
No, there was huge rivalry between Bassett and Cricklade when I grew up there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we ever became friends.
You wouldn't show your face. You wouldn't show your face in Bassett, would you? But So me and Daryl and our drummer Fred. His name's Rob, but for some reason we call him Fred. I don't even know why. But we met doing a band back in, oh my God, it was 1991, and Daryl had been in bands for a long time, and basically if you wanted a drummer in Bassett or Swindon, Fred was the go-to guy, and he'd played in a lot of bands and has done over the years as well. The most notorious one was a punk band called Cutthroat Razor, who I think people still remember well. And so we'd played together back then, and we'd sort of lost touch a bit over the years. And then in lockdown, me and Nick were hanging out a lot online, and then after lockdown we're just looking at guitars a lot, and we both I don't know. Yeah, we looked at a lot of pictures of guitars in lockdown, didn't we?
Well, then we decided we should maybe play them.
Maybe play them, and then it went. Maybe we could write some songs, and then it was like, should we find some other people and and then sort of fate. It felt like fate kind of handed us something, didn't it, Nick?
Yeah, I was. We were talking. We were writing songs in my house, and Andy said, wouldn't it be great if we could get Fred? And I said, well, I haven't seen Fred for years. And then I went to Aldi and Wharton Bassett the next day and walked around the corner, and he was stood there.
Oh, see, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And I went to shake his hands, and he went, come on, we can do better than that, and gave me a big cuddle. And it was like I'd seen him the day before. And I told him what we were doing. And because he's a professional drummer, session guy and teacher, he said, we'll pay you. Come and play with us. And he said, don't be so silly. I'm in. So, yeah.
Oh,
and then,
wow.
Yeah, then we asked Daryl a few times. He was a little bit reluctant to start off with because of travel and where he lives now. But eventually he came round, and then that was it. And we were all back and
joined the band, more or less.
Sorry, go on, Andy.
Yeah, just join the band. We got the lineup up and running. The songs started sounding very good very quickly, and we kind of started booking gigs and recording things, fairly swiftly. We just felt like the songs were decent enough to go ahead and do that, and so really went well in that respect. You never quite know what you're going to get when you put four people in a room, and because we're all none of us are young, it's fair to say. So there's probably a certain amount, balancing egos and so on. You never quite know what you're going to get, but the egos worked well, and the music works well too. So, again, just it's real privilege to have the lineup we have, and be making music that we love. It's, you know, we're absolutely buzzing to be doing it.
Well, before we play your next song, we have had a message come in. So this is from Hello, Tim.
Oh,
Lovely to hear from you.
Friend of the band.
He's been on the show a couple of times as well.
You're a friend of the show too.
Yeah, a friend of the show. Yeah. So Tim has asked, those Dulcet Tone boys sound fantastic blasting through my speakers. Question for the lads. Do they see the long-standing friendships within the band as something that helps with the creative process? And how do they write as a band? Very good questions.
Nick, do you want to...
Okay, I would say, the fact that we've all known each other a long time, I think that makes the band just flow, and we're all incredibly nice and polite with each other, and we don't generally fall out or anything like that, and there's no real dominant person in the band. Generally, me and Andy write at the moment. The other two are welcome to whenever they want, but the way that they kind of, we had songs written when we put this lineup together, but as that could change in the future any time. But I'd say for back in the old days when there was a lot of ego in the room about who did what. We're much more polite about that, and we just let it go where it goes, really, and then refine it a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great question, Tim.
Those young men's egos are left at the door these days. But I would say, you know, I'm when I'm writing, I kind of feel like Nick's, even if Nick's not in the room, I kind of feel like he's there because I know what he likes and I know the sort of thing that will work for the band. So I think it's very unusual to come up with an idea and for it not to work, because I sort of hear it, you know. I feel like we've had such a close musical relationship over the years that I feel like even when he's not there, he's there when we're writing. So yeah, the music and the friendship are really closely linked, Tim.
Brilliant question, Tim. Thank you very much for messaging in. Now, the next song we're going to play is Back to Bassett. So please tell us the story behind this song.
Well, this song was, I mean, it's a slightly long and boring story, really. But, you know, I had my teenage years in Bassett, and, you know, I hadn't been there for a long time. And then we got this, when we got this thing up and running, I realised I was hanging out there quite a lot. And just, you know, Nick had this quite dark riff that he'd had for a little while, which is the guitar intro that you'll hear when you hear it. And I just started sort of riffing on some of my memories from Bassett. And so it's kind of like, it's very much a snapshot from a certain time. And, you know, like it mentions, you know, the squaddies outside the old Nick, and, you know, the old Nick hasn't been there for about 20 years.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, right. And so you know your way around Bassett.
I do, yeah. I'm a hiker as well, so I run a walking group, and we've done Bassett recently.
Oh, brilliant. So yeah, so it's very much a snapshot from, you know, the sort of teenage years when, you know, you first start going out drinking, and, you know, it's probably like billions of people all around the world growing up in small towns. I had mixed feelings about it back then, but it kind of became, you know, going back there and spending time there, I realized actually, you know, it's a really nice place, and it's actually just, it's about, that song's about me sort of just accepting that and thinking, you know, it's kind of accepting part of me and the part of Bassett that's inside me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, because the towns where you grow up, whether it's Bassett or Cricklade, you know, they're part of who you are, and they sort of stay in your heart, you know, no matter, you know, that's what Back to Bassett is. It's not, it's, you know, I love going to Bassett now, and it's a great town. It's got a great pub, and always nice to see people there. So it's yeah, it's a sort of snapshot of that, you know, that teenage time. There's a verse about Old Town as well. There's a verse about Cricklade. But yeah, it's a kind of, you know, it's a celebration of going back to Bassett, really, and I'm really happy to be doing that. And kind of, you know, you can see the cover of the EP. We've got the town hall on there. and sort of leaning into the Bassett part of our history. So really pleased to be able to do that, and really pleased with how the song turned out too. It kind of, I felt like the character of it got the light and dark in the different sections of the song, which is what we were going for. So yeah, really happy with it.
Well, here it is. This is Back to Bassett by Dulcet Tones. So that there was Back to Bassett. And for you lovely listeners, I have been told, even though I turned off the mics whilst the song was playing, you could still hear us talking. So I do apologise for that. But luckily we weren't talking anything bad.
It was good. Lucky we kept it clean.
It was, wasn't it?
Anything could have happened there.
And it was really nice because we were actually saying how nice it was of Tim to message in, really. So yeah. So that was very good. So as I said, that there was Back to Bassett. That was your latest song out as well, wasn't it?
That one's been, we've been pushing that one recently, yeah.
Yeah. Which is quite nice because, as you said, it's got quite a lot of local connections to that song. As you said, it says Bassett, it's got Crit Clade, it does say Old Town. So it's really nice to have a local band singing about local places that people can identify and connect with.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think that's really important to be, you know, to include those details, and I'll always do that in my lyrics. I like to have things that people will recognise, and kind of like sort of signposts for things that are real, and you know, hopefully people can hang on to that in some way when they hear it.
Yeah, which is quite a nice thing.
Yeah. I wanted to get a lyric about the old Nick in anyway, because, you know, such memories of that place.
Well, yeah, because as you said, it was actually an old police station, which is why it's got the name The Old Nick,
right.
And then it turned into a pub afterwards. So yeah, and that's the reason why it was given the name The Old Nick.
Right.
It's again a bit of history, and the building's still there. You can still walk past it, and it still has The Old Nick still written on it.
Oh, I think it's a bit run down now, isn't it?
It is a little bit run down now. It needs saving.
Yeah, needs a bit of love.
Yeah, definitely. Perhaps it could be turned into a music venue. You never know.
Well, wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
So with that, obviously, the next song we are going to play is about a dream home. So where did the story from this one come from?
Well, this one came, you know, Nick had a chord progression, and at the time, Nick, I hope you don't mind me sharing it, but Nick was working in a home in the Cotswolds, a large place. I'm afraid we're not allowed to say whose house it is because NDAs were signed.
Yeah.
They're very rich and famous, and we had to sign the non-disclosure. I'm a carpenter by trade, and I was out there refurbishing this house, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody about the skirting boards I fitted or the doors I hung.
He's telling me about the bathroom, and it just it struck me really, you know, made me start thinking about who would live, you know, what would life be like to have a dream home, and you know, just wondering about that sort of, whether having everything you wanted really will bring you happiness. You know, so it's kind of, again, based in reality, but a little sort of, I like sort of making stories about stories and characters out of situations like that. So that I wonder if that, we've talked about bringing that particular person back into some songs later, but we'll have to see. But yeah, that's what it is, you know. That's what. So Nick's anecdote about the big house in the Cotswolds. That's where it came from.
Ah, there you go. You see. Well, we'll play that one now. And
yeah, lovely.
So here
We're
it is.
really happy with this one.
Here it is. This is Dream Home.
Working on it, I stay like to me. Oh, top dollar. Gary Jackson, just popping in to invite you to join me on the Dark Side of the Moon. Classic progressive rock every Wednesday on Swindon 105.5 from 8 until 10 p.m. and you can listen again on Mondays from 10 p.m. till midnight. All sorts of music like Zeppelin, Genesis, Leonard Skinner, you name it, we've got it on Swindon 105.5.
There are many ways you can contact the show this evening. You can text 07900 171 453. You can email studio@swindon1055.com, or if you're listening via the app or website, you can click on the Contact Us button in the top right hand corner and that will email me directly here in the studio. So yes, we are now back on air, so hopefully you can now hear me. Right, I've just now got to unmute the other two guys. Now there should be a way to unmute them, but it's not letting me unmute them. Perhaps they've got to unmute themselves, because obviously you could hear us talking and that was a bit unfair for you, really.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we're back.
Yay, there we are. So unfortunately I couldn't press I had the mute all, but not an unmute all, which is a bit weird. There we go. So that there, as you say, was Dream Home, about the celebrity house that we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even ask you the question who it was during the actual thing, you see. So there you go.
No.
So while it was playing, so there you go. So even I don't know. There we go.
No. Our lips are sealed.
Lips are sealed. Now, you were saying earlier that you are playing at the Beehive on Friday, August the 7th. And also Tim, who messaged in earlier from Deadlight Dance, are also playing that evening as well. So you got double trouble.
It's going to be a rock and roll extravaganza. We're very, very excited about it. It's going to be Midsummer Mayhem in the Beehive with Deadlight Dance and the Dulcet Tones. Yeah, it's going to be great. Really, really excited for it.
So how much is it to get in, or is it free?
It's free.
Hey, there you go, people. Go and support your local music venues and go and support your local bands too. Do go along for free. You can't go wrong.
If you don't know it, the Beehive, it's a really great place for live music. It's small. And it's got a real good vibe to it. You know, it's kind of like it's like a music venue should be. Really, it's a little bit like going back in time, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah, it's got plenty of character.
So
that's a good way of putting it.
So do you like playing in the small venues similar to the Beehive, or like the little room at the back of the Vic and things like that, or do you prefer the big open spaces like playing at some festivals or in the beer gardens, that type of thing?
I'll let you handle that, Andy.
The truth is, Peggy, we'll play anywhere. We just like playing.
Exactly.
And we're sort of. The truth is, we're doing more small rooms than festivals at the moment, but hopefully the festivals will come. But yeah, we're getting a few people through the door and making a noise, and getting a bit of rock and roll coming out of the speakers. Because there's nothing like live music, and I just and for me, I'd prefer a small gig than a big gig any day of the week. I can't, it's hard to imagine going to a big gig these days unless it's someone like I really want to see. But small gigs where you can chat to people, where you can like meet the band, buy the band a pint and so on. I love that. I love that stuff. That's my happy place.
That was what I was going to say. Is it because the smaller places you do have that more intimate style gig, isn't it, where you can see the faces everybody you're playing for, you can see their reactions, whereas in a festival type scenario you can't quite see the person at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've also got the people mind you still got the people talking in the pubs as well, but you still have, but they can be quite loud sometimes though, can't it?
What do you mean, the talking?
The people talking while you're trying to play.
I've got something that's happened in recent years. There's more talking at gigs, and people seem to come and sometimes people they just want to hang out and have a chat, and like the band's there in the background. I remember I was a few years ago I was watching Radiohead actually, and there was so many people, just groups of people chatting around me. I could barely hear the band. Oh, wow. And you kind of want you. be sometimes you think, oh, it'd be nice if you paid a bit more attention to the music, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of those things, I guess.
Well, the next song we're going to play is Hey Now. So tell the listeners about this one.
Well, Hey Now was kind of one of the very first songs we wrote, really, and so it was one of those. It was probably the first moment we had as a band where we got in a room and we were all really happy with the song, and just kind of, just we were absolutely buzzing to get it going. And you know, that moment where you realize this is a thing, and we're doing something special. And for me, that's what this song is, really. It's the lyrics are just, it's about when you meet someone who impresses you just because they just don't care. And you know, I always like people that are a bit that way. And you know, when someone's so confident and they kind of carry you along with it, really, it's like that. But yeah, really, it's for me, it's special because it's sort of the first one that we had, and it was the first one we recorded, and that went really well. You know, the recording you're about to hear, we did it in less than a day, and recorded it and mixed it and got it up and running. We did it really just to try and get we were hoping to play at the Swindon Shuffle, and the fella who ran it said, well, we need to hear something. So we went in the studio and kind of thought we'd just do a demo, but it came out so much better than we expected, and you know, we decided to release it, as it were. You know.
Yeah, it's like live recording. It's just us in the rehearsal room live.
So it's a nice raw recording then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it is raw. It's a great snapshot of the band on that day and where we were, and you know, kind of, I think it's a nice kind of testament to our ambition, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know, kind of, really proud of this one.
Well, here it is. This is Hey Now.
From the south,
I can see that one being head banging to when you're playing at the Beehive.
Yeah, we'll certainly play that, and feel free to bang your head if you feel that way inclined. Certainly.
Sometimes get a sing along with that one. As people pick up pretty quickly. That one.
I was going to say, yeah, that one is quite an easy one to pick up with, isn't it? So yeah, which is good because it means they sing it back to you.
Totally. Great feeling. If people are singing and dancing, you're doing your job, aren't you? It's the best thing when people start to dance.
Yeah, most definitely. So just look at the time. We've got about 6 minutes left of the show. So before we play your last song, so tell our listeners how they can, how they can find more information about you, where they can find out about obviously the Beehive gig and other gigs as well that you'll have coming up.
So we've got a Facebook page, and you can find us there. We're on Bandcamp. We've got some nice T-shirts and actual physical copies of the CD. There's all sort of links on. We've got Linktree and all of that sort of stuff. If I'm sounding a little bit out of my depth with this, it's because our bass player really does all the online stuff. Brilliant, does a brilliant job of it, by the way. So we're definitely out there. You'll definitely find us. And I think if you just look on Dulcet Tones on Facebook, that's where I'd start, because and all the links will be in there.
It does come up pretty quickly, actually. As soon as you,
good.
So as soon as you put it on, it does come up.
I'm pleased to hear it. You'll see us, and all the stuff's there. Yeah,
Spotify as well. We come up on Spotify quite a bit.
Yeah,
brilliant. And of course, like I said, you've also got the Beehive on the 7th of August, which is a Friday. You've got Deadlight Dance on just before you, and then you're the headline act at the end.
That's right, yeah.
Brilliant. And you got anything else coming up?
Oh, we'll have a few other bits and pieces. Hopefully there's things in the pipeline that aren't quite confirmed yet. But yeah, we're kind of putting quite a lot into the putting a lot of faith in the August show, actually. Just looking forward to that one, and hoping to get a few people in.
So are you doing that bit at the moment where you're just doing a few gigs and still doing a lot of songwriting?
Well, we've got the EP out, and we're writing songs for an album, basically. So the priority is doing that and whipping new songs into shape, which are sounding fantastic so far. But yeah, it's getting that new material together and getting ready for a big push when we've got that next release ready.
Yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it? Because you have to go in this cycle where you do so much of the songwriting and the recording and then the releasing of it before, and then you get your tours and your gigs and things. And even the most famous of people also do that as well. So it is a cycle that all musicians go through. Yeah,
exactly. And we like doing all of it, really. We like playing, and we like recording, and we like the studio. It's all good. We sort of feel like we're lucky to be doing all of it, or any of it, really. It's to have a band, just to have a band is great, and to have a band that's as good as we are, really delighted with it.
That's really good. So do you have any shout outs for anybody?
Oh, any shout outs, Nick?
Well, again, we must shout out to Darryl, the bass player. He's a lovely guy and a fantastic PR man. First of all,
yeah, and we've done. He's done so much and kind of got us quite a lot of airplay in this country and in America and across other countries in Europe and that sort of thing. And it's kind of lovely, just the idea of lots of people around the world listening to your music, and people getting feedback from places as far afield as Chicago and
Australia.
A
lot of response from Australia.
Yeah.
Quite mind blowing, really.
Yeah.
I remember doing an interview.
Shout out to Darryl.
I remember doing an interview to someone in Australia live on air, and it was 8:00 in the evening here and 7:00 in the next morning there. So yeah, that was it is quite amazing when you do find that people across the world are listening to you, or even wanting to be interviewed by you. So yeah,
it's really powerful. I just think it's just even if one person chooses to play one of your songs, it's genuinely feels I genuinely feel moved by that.
Brilliant. Any more shout outs?
I'd like to shout out just to the Beehive, really. I know we've gone on a bit of it, but it's been my local pub for 35 years, and it's a fantastic music venue, and just please support it. You know, while we've got it, please support it.
Exactly. Same as, so I'll reiterate what I said earlier. Go and support your local music venues and go and support your local bands.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, most definitely. How about Fred?
Fred, fantastic guy, fantastic drummer.
Because you said Daryl, but you never said Fred.
Well, Fred knows he's loved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fred is definitely the quiet one in the band. So but he's always there and very, very important part of it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we're now going to play Hold On, which is the last song of this show. So please tell us the story behind this one before I press play and say goodnight.
Okay, well, Hold On is a very dear song to me. It kind of, when we were putting the band together, and truth is, having a bit of a hard time of it, to be honest, and it was just how much I got from playing music with friends and writing songs with friends, and just it's about the power of music and the power of friendship, even in the even in the very, very worst of times, and it's kind of that's there in the song, and it's who is a band, music and friendship are just the things that make life worth living, really. So that's Hold On. It's kind of hold on, because it'll be all right.
Well, I'll play that now. So this is Hold On by the Dulcet Tones. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Andy, for both joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. And good night, everyone. And
Thanks for having us.
No problem at all.
Peggy.
No problem. Good night, everyone, and see you on the next one.